Welcome to Coffee and Conversation. My name is Honorine, and today I'm with Conner and Michael Sussman from the College of Medicine. Welcome to Coffee and Conversation, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Yep.
Of course. Could you please both introduce yourself?
My name is Michael Sussman. I'm a second-year medical student at Florida State.
My name is Conner, and I'm also a second-year medical student at Florida State.
Okay. Did you meet at FSU, or did you know each other before?
We met actually a year ago once we started medical school here. So we didn't know each other beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay. So during orientation?
Mm-hmm. Kind of. We started online. So right after that, we kind of.
Yeah. How was that experience being medical students online?
It was an adventure, but I'm glad we're moving forward and kind of getting more of a hybrid perspective with classes.
Yeah, that was an experience. We're alive, so that's what matters, I guess.
We got through it.
Because medical school is already so hard. So I can't imagine like being online. What was the hardest part of being online?
Probably just the endless amounts of time behind the computer, just studying.
Yeah, you never got a break. You studied behind the computer, you watch your lectures behind the computer, you communicated with your friends behind the computer. So you couldn't just grab a person up and go right on a whiteboard, It was a pain.
All right. And so what did you do to try to get away from the screen?
I went on runs.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have time in medical school, so we just kept sitting behind the computer.
Especially some of the blocks, like you just have to really put in hours and hours and hours to get through it and to understand the material.
Yeah. And so are you specializing in anything, or is it too early to decide?
It's too early right now. We're still going through the coursework right now. We have about a few more months of that. Then we'll take our first set of boards, and then from there we'll move on to our branch campuses. And after that, we'll be working in hospitals.
Do you have any ideas of what you want to specialize in, or are you really taking that course time to decide?
I have ideas, but realistically, I don't feel like I know enough to know. So I'm trying to just get the information and kind of work on it slowly and figure out what I actually want to do.
Okay. Same for you, Michael?
Sorry, that was Michael.
My bad.
I also, don't know yet, but probably going to do something to do with trauma. I like that. That's what I've always wanted to do, but who knows if I end up there or not. That's my goal. Okay.
And why medical school? What motivated you to pursue that career?
Really, it was, I wanted to be a doctor, so I had to go to school. For me, it was kind of reversed. I've always had like an innate desire to help people. And I know that's super cliche, everyone uses it, but even in middle school, I would help people with their science projects before I did mine. Or if someone else called and said, hey, come help me clean my room when we were in the military, I would go help them clean their room before I clean mine. It's always been like that with me. So that's just the way my life has led, is for me to go to medical school and be a doctor. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, it's interesting because I've interviewed a lot of people from the Veteran Center, and it seems to be a common thing to this willingness to help people, but most of them went into social work. And so I find it interesting that you decided to go into medical school to help people.
Well, some people eat crayons in the Marine Corps. It's a common joke. I might not be familiar with it, but we eat crayons. And the crayons helped my brain. They just boosted it, my intelligence. So that, if I had to give a reason for it, that's what I had to say.
Okay.
My reasons for going to medical school is when I was in, there was many soldiers we had that had behavioral health issues, and some took it to the extreme and decided to make permanent decisions to temporary problems and took their own lives. And I figured I'd be in a better position to help people who truly need help with, some of these battles by becoming a medical doctor. And that was my real big determining drive to go to medical school.
Okay, inspiring. And could you tell us a little bit more about your experience as in active duty?
I have some experience as active duty and then some experience as National Guard, and realistically, most was National Guard, to be honest. But I served in a variety of roles. I deployed overseas. I it was a great experience. I mean, you really like, it's hard to describe in a brief, 90-second bite, but it was just a great experience. You learn a lot. You're challenged. You work with people who are really just amazing, and they are from a diverse background, and it's just an experience that's unlike anything else.
Yeah. Which branch did you work for?
Army.
The Army. Okay. Both of you?
I was in the Marine Corps.
And could you tell us about your experience?
I got it a second what Michael said. We have similar experiences and slightly different. He was an officer, I was enlisted. Yeah, I think a lot of the guys that I hung out with were a lot more party oriented. So I think Michael has more of the leadership side of things, and I have more of the grunt work side of things. But in the end, it's the same exact thing he said. I would just echo it.
Okay. And Michael, did it motivate you to become a leader?
It forced me to it sometimes. But it was honestly just the ability to work with so many different groups of people and have to get like a job done at times where, it's one of those like, you're not really given an option of whether or not you need to be a leader. You have to be to get some jobs done. You need to be an effective leader to get soldiers behind you to understand, to be an effective leader, it's about sacrifice and it's about serving the ones who you're leading. So it's, I feel like I learned a lot from it, but I learned a lot because of the people I worked with.
And what is the thing that, comes to your mind about the thing you learned from people?
That in the end, when you're in a leadership position, you have to take care of them, keep the mission in mind, but the soldiers you're working for, those are the priority. They are the priority.
And how would you apply that to your studies?
During coursework, it's a little harder, but I imagine, it's like a post medical school when we're actually doctors, like, it's like we will be leaders in our profession. We're going to have a team of people who work with us. And in order to get that team working appropriately, we have to understand who, we're leading, with it, the nurses, the PAs,
Okay. And what about you, Jason? What did you learn from your experience that is applicable to your graduate studies?
You got so many different people who see the world this much different than the next person. And I like to put an example. If you ask 20 people what flavor of pizza you could order, to make them all happy, you'd have to order 10 flavors of pizza. So many people see the world so slightly differently that with each individual conversation, with each individual, time where you're a leader and you're dealing with somebody else, you have to adjust all the time. And that really helped with that. Because like Michael was saying, you all come back from so many different environments that being able to kind of adjust on the fly to who I'm talking to and how I'm talking to them, that I really learned on how to be a good leader and how to communicate effectively.
Could you walk us through like a day in your life as medical students?
A lot of studying.
So you only study?
Feels like it. But I think, Jason, it's pretty much, I usually try to wake up around 6 or 6:30. Sometimes I'll go to run in the mornings to kind of set the, get the day going, and lots of coffee, and then have breakfast. And honestly, then it's just try to get a few hours in of studying before class starts, go to class. Once class is over, get lunch, and then study some more. I mean, it really is something you just, even if some of the concepts are conceptually hard, the amount of information you get, you really just have to, hit it hard every day and study, and, you'll get through it. But it is just a lot of studying.
Yeah. Wake up at 5, go to the gym, go walk my dog, go to school, come home whenever I think my dog has to go out. And this is study in between. That's it.
And have you used the Veteran Center a lot? Would you say like it's a helpful resource on campus?
Yeah, I've definitely used it. I did my master's before I started med school here, and I the vet center, I can't speak highly, speak enough of great things about of everyone who works there, and you know, Billy, Francis, they're just amazing people, and they definitely are a huge asset for veterans on this campus.
Could you tell me why in more detail? Like, maybe Jason, you can explain how they are a huge asset on campus? Because not a lot of people are aware of the Veteran Center, like for people outside of this world.
Okay, I haven't been as active as Michael has with the Veteran Center, but Mr. Francis happened to be my neighbor. So I ran into him while I was walking my dog and started talking to him. That's how I got involved. And he has been one of the most professional and one of the best people at I don't know how to word it exactly. I'm going to say so doing his job. You know, he is a connection point for veterans around the campus. And if you go and ask him a question, he's the best person I've ever seen that doing it, will get you in contact with that person and get you the help you need. And he will continuously send you emails and them emails until that contact is made and the veteran gets that resource that they need to get to. And if it's something that's not possible, he does whatever he can to help you get as close to your goal as possible. He'll never just tell you, no, you can't do that and leave you high and dry. Outside of that, I don't know what other resources there are.
I mean, the vet center, I couldn't say the resource off the top of my head, but realistically, the vet center is almost like an umbrella where it's like, you know, that they will connect you to the organizations you need to be connecting with if you need help with whatever it is. And once again, you know, it's like they care, they genuinely care, which is really refreshing nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had great relationships with them, and they've been a great point of contact for us to reach out to veteran students. So how long is med school? When are you graduating?
We graduate in 2024, so we have about 3 more years.
Oh, it goes fast. So because you started last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, so it's a 4-year program?
Mm-hmm.
For your MD, then you have 4 more years of residency, and then you do a subspecialization if you wish. So before we're actually practicing physicians, it's going to be what, 7 to 8 years.
Oh yeah, that's
taking it day by day. But.
Yeah. And my last question for you is, how do you picture yourself 5 years? Well, I guess not 5 years, 10 years from today.
Oh, I'm going to be a dad.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I'm getting married soon. Excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I see myself hopefully going to work, being a doctor, doing everything I can there, and then spending the rest of my time as a family guy.
Oh, that's great.
I couldn't be like, I'm not exactly sure where I'll be in 10 years, but wherever I am, I do hope that as a physician, I'm helping the community and wherever I live. I mean, that's the goal in the end. So.
Yeah, and the question, it doesn't have to be like professionally, like as Jason said, for him, it's to have a family. Other people told me like, I want to be happy, plain and simple.
Maybe a family one day, but not right now.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you are extremely busy, so I really appreciate it that you took the time for this interview. I wish you good luck with med school. You're going to need a lot, I guess. Take some time to relax once in a while. You know, it's important. Self-care is important. But again, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, and we really enjoyed this, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for doing this and spreading the word about everything. Appreciate it.